to.
I'm pretty sure which side of the debate I fall on. We're talking the Butch Queen versus Femme Queen controversy on Dear Black Gay Men in the Morning, and the show starts right now. What up, though? I am Jay the Gentleman. That's at JAI the Gentleman on IG. It's Thursday. It's Thursday, so it's a new episode of Dear Black Gay Men in the Morning. Hopefully, with all of our content, this is our reminder of how dope it is to be black gay men who love black gay men. Nico's Aesthetics is an adult film videographer and producer turned performer that keeps us up to date on culture from the OnlyFans perspective. This video we're reacting to this morning talks about the tension between butch queens and femme queens in gay culture. Is there an issue? If so, what is the issue? And how do we get over it if we wanted to? But first, please welcome the best producer in internet television. Aaron, how you doing?
Hello. I did not know that he was an adult entertainer.
What did you know about him?
I just knew that he made videos about adult entertainers because we featured his videos on the podcast before. I didn't know that he was himself an adult entertainer, or maybe in the past was.
Yes, and ironically, he's usually a total top in his videos, but he's recently gone more versatile.
Oh, and it's funny, he has a video that we might be reacting to about something about the verse agenda. Like basically something.
You would know better than I do.
I know, right?
I barely know what we reacted to until I sit in the chair.
But you said he was a producer as well?
Yes.
Do you feel like he produced good porn?
He actually produces very good porn.
Really?
Yes.
Because I feel like producing porn, like you say, we say good sex don't look good on camera.
Right.
And bad sex probably looks the best on camera. And so I feel like for me, porn is all about the storyline. Sell me the story.
So I don't know that Nico does like full production, but he does have a very intense vibe when I watch him. Like you can tell that he's connected with the person he's in the scene with. And I've only seen one scene of him like trying to bottom because he does, just like me, he does not bottom that often. But it's always been a vibe every time I've seen it on my timeline. And I will admit that he's one of the performers that I have subscribed to on the OnlyFans.
Okay.
I'm subscribed to everything Nico got. He's on Patreon. Like he does a podcast on Patreon. He does the OnlyFans. He does all the things. And I am here for his brand of content. Nico definitely does OnlyFans. He bought him for Raheem Shabazz. Yes, he and Raheem are versatile. Well, I mean, not just with each other, because Raheem is a lot more versed now than he was, 5 years ago. Richard Kelly says Nico is a great YouTuber. Y'all should bring him on the podcast for an interview. I have tried to get Nico on the show. I want everybody watching this. I'm going to say this probably 10 times a day. If you watching this, share it to your timeline, tag Nico's Aesthetics on IG, on Twitter, on all the places, because I have tried to get him on this show. I would love to talk to Nico. He ain't in Atlanta. I know that. I don't know what city he is in. He might be, I think I've seen him do some stuff. He's from Houston, from what I remember.
Oh.
He's from Houston. He lived in New York City. He does a whole bunch of stuff. Good morning from Prince George County, Maryland.
Come on, Prince George.
Hey, Nigel.
PG County in the building.
PG County. I will say that, is Prince George, is that?
What you mean?
Like in Dallas, PG is Pleasant Grove. So in my head, I'm just like, is PG?
PG is PG County.
Okay, got it. I'm not trying to offend anybody. I'm just trying to be here and be politically correct. Okay, Aaron, you ready for some church announcements?
I am ready. Let's hear them.
Let's get into it. Every week, I write about the ups and downs of my dating journey on our newsletter on Substack. It's a deep dive into my emotional and sexual trials while I manifest a man in 2025. You can join for free now at the link in the description, or you can click on the screen. This one is about 2 hookups that were failed. Aaron, I have recently become a solo sexual. I like touching myself and being at home.
Recently?
Yeah.
You've recently become a solo sexual?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a difference between like jacking off and masturbating and baiting and gooning. Like, these are 4 distinctly different things.
Okay, let's hear it. What is?
Like, jacking off is what you do first thing in the morning to get rid of morning wood. Like, there's like a point A and a point Z, and you're trying to
Okay.
get there quickly. I
Okay.
think that's what most black men do. Black men just know, I just want to come so I can get on with the rest of my day.
Um. Okay. I was
You
like, I feel
disagree?
like, yeah, I feel like everybody don't wake up in the morning and jack off.
It doesn't have to be in the morning, but when you jack off, it's like a purpose. Like, you trying to move this out the way so I can do something else.
No, that's not how mine work.
Like, have you ever jacked off just to jack off? Like, just to enjoy your own penis?
Yeah, yeah, sometimes. But like it's never like a oh, I gotta do this so I can get up and get going.
But is it purely for penis pleasure, or is it to come?
What's the difference between penis pleasuring and coming? Like is penis pleasure the act of like rubbing and the sensation that you get from that?
Yes, yes. But I would say that jacking off is so you can come. I thought you pee to get rid of morning wood. I mean, that's one way.
That's what I be doing in the morning. Like
That's
most of the
one
time,
way.
my morning wood is attached to me having to go pee.
No, not mine.
Most of the time, now one thing. Okay, this is gonna sound weird. Like I feel like after I jack off and like climax, I need to go pee so I stop leaking.
Yeah, because you're cleaning out the ductwork.
Oh, okay.
Because different than women, all of it comes out of the same hole for us. So pee cleans out the ductwork. Kev, we have to get that tension off our spirits. I will tell you though, here's the difference. Like, jacking off, the destination is coming.
Hmm.
Baiting, edging, and gooning, the destination is penis.
So it's just playing with your penis without trying to come.
I mean, sometimes you will come, but it's like, I don't know how to describe it. Like, it's falling in love with the process versus falling in love with the outcome.
Now, I will say there are times when I feel like I have that when I don't watch porn. Like when I masturbate to my own thoughts and to
But
just
are you
like
masturbating to the thoughts or masturbating to your penis?
I'm masturbating to the thoughts.
Right. And what I'm saying is, when you are gooning,
Uh huh.
you are masturbating to penis
So you're worshiping your own penis.
or someone else's. Yes. And I can do that for hours. I can do that for days.
Oh, I've never tried that. That's interesting.
It is deep and intense, but the problem with it is, because I can fall in love with my own penis,
Mhm.
it takes a lot more for me to think about trying to come get yours.
Okay, hold on. I want to hear in the comments. Tell me what y'all think, cause I'm stunned.
It is a different experience altogether. Okay, you can click on the screen to read my story about gooning and how that has fucked up my sex life. Remember, the podcast is new every Wednesday. Then, of course, we are back here every Thursday, Tuesday, and Thursday, right here on YouTube at 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Pacific. And then remember, the best way to support what we do here on Dear Black Gay Men is to join our channel as a YouTube member. Members get access to exclusive conversations, members only chat, behind the scenes content, and you can join me to chop it up right here on the show. Becoming a YouTube member is one of the easiest ways to support what we do on Dear Black Gay Men. Just hit the join button right below this episode or send a super chat of any amount. And for all the latest updates, follow me everywhere on socials at JAI the Gentleman on Instagram. That concludes our church announcements. Please govern thyself
Accordingly. Oh, you wanted me to say it. Child, hold
accordingly.
on. Let's I want to look at the comments
What's the
from
comment saying?
so Derek Stingley is like, "Wow. Dabble is saying, I'm also stunned.
How were you stunned? What is so stunning about that?
Nell NYC Review says, hey, glasses, you looking cute.
These are my TV glasses because you see that they don't have as many reflections. Like if I turn, you can see the lights, but they don't have as many reflections in my face. Alexa, play Hours and Hours Are Money Long for Jay and his penis. Now, I will tell you, let me tell everybody the distinct difference between gooning, and I am not a gooning expert. There are people that do this. Like I follow one dude and he has gooned for 180 days, like deep penis pleasure, no cum.
Mm-hmm.
And I am not that. Like the water hose got to squirt eventually. Mm-hmm. But I have grown so enamored by my own penis, by my own sexuality, by experiencing myself on this much deeper level than just trying to bust a nut. And that has revolutionized my whole sex life. And when I lock in like that, I can be there for hours with no issue, no cum, no issue, in like deep ecstasy. It is amazing. I would recommend anybody who even remotely enjoys penis, yours or others, to look into gooning. It's now granted enough, poppers are integral part. So if you're not into poppers, it might not be your thing.
Oh.
But I'm here for it.
You're converting people in the comments.
I think it makes a lot of sense, but I've never thought about it like that. Yes, the biggest difference is what the destination is. Jacking off is what you do when you're just trying to bust a nut. And the stroke, the process is just to get you to a climax. A lot of people approach sex the same way, as this person is just a vehicle for me to bust a nut. For me, it is the experience of myself, the experience of my own penis, the experience of my pleasure, getting lost, turning my brain off, getting dumb and stupid on my dick. It's amazing. But we'll be right back. Oh, I hit the wrong button. We'll be right back. I'm a nudist, so of course I've got kinks and fetishes that will make even prison trade blush. Yes, I'm gonna double check for consent because I don't care that you just slapped me in the face with your penis. Can I touch it again, sir? This is the part that culture misses. As a black nudist, I'm looking for spaces where I can be naked with other black men without getting sexual. That's why spaces like Reveal are so important. It's a new club night for men in Atlanta. Just like any club, there's a dope DJ, there's a full bar, the vibes are through the roof. Only difference is that this club is no clothes, no cameras, no creeps. I go to Reveal because it's showing black gay culture that we can be nude together without being totally about sex. But
yes, you can have sex at our party, but we are not a sex party.
If you want to get your tickets to the next event, comment Reveal and I'll send you a link. Follow for more dope queer stories. Follow for more dope queer stories.
Hit the net.
Welcome back to Dear Black Gay Men in the Morning. I am Jay the Gentleman. That's at Jai the Gentleman. We are about to review Nico's Aesthetics. Nico's Aesthetics.
Child, don't ask me.
Either way, we are about to review his video. Let's see if it's queued up.
Yes.
Okay, here we go. Y'all ready?
Hola, buenos días. Soy Nico.
If you can't tell, I watch him a lot. Pause right there. This man has the biggest titties on the planet. I could stare at his nipples all day, every day. Is did we lose the feed?
Did we?
Here, I'll put, it's still there. But his boobs are just so amazing. And he is like, he's not full body goals because I got a bigger ass than he does. But if I could just get like the boob broad shoulder combination he got, you can only make that eating brisket in Texas. Look at him.
That be starting shit.
And today we're here to start off another wonderful week's worth of content. Well, yes.
These glasses look good on
But
him.
before we get started, If you like this kind of content, make sure to follow me on patreon.com.
He got reflections in him.
For more exclusive
they might be
videos,
CV glasses,
weekly
but he
live
got the
streams
lights
to
in
be
the
a part
wrong
of the
place
live
to
streams where
miss
we
it.
have a multifaceted conversation with a varied panel depending on the week. If that sounds interesting to you, definitely tune in.
Pause right there.
As you
What do you feel about Butch Queens? Like, what is it a turnoff if like their sexual persona and their voice don't match?
No. I like juxtapositions.
Cause now I do like a juxtaposition. I won't say it's a turnoff because I still think Nico is so fine, but I was not expecting that voice from that body.
What voice? Like, what's wrong with his voice?
He just got a gay voice, like you and me. He got a gay voice. It's not he's I wouldn't say he's tremendously feminine, but he's definitely gay.
Okay.
And I was just not expecting that voice from that body.
I think I have grown. Okay, last night I was out and I met a guy.
Here we go.
And he had a very like just full burly voice. And he was also, he had a very gay expression. And I just loved it. I don't know.
I love shit like that. Like I love a big back motherfucker with like that is like I can't get my nails dirty, or I love a little butch queen or a little femme queen that's changing a tire. Like I love all of that.
Yes.
I remember, I'll tell you this story. Like me and my ex-boyfriend a long time ago, Joe, when I met him, he was so nervous. We met at a sex club at the Den, and then I invited him to my place days later because his ass was amazing. Yes. But he was like, I want to come over, I want to see you, but I gotta tell you something. And I said, okay, tell me. And he sent me this picture of his hands, and he had like a full set of coffin shaped nail, like SNS acrylics that were ombre and were so cute. And he had a full beard. He had everything. It was great.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, let's go.
You can tell I am dressed lightly. It is officially spring in New York City. I know I'm probably jinxing it.
He's in New York City.
9 times out of 10, next week it'll be 30 degrees again. But as of late, it is 70 to 80. So I am comfortable in my skin. Cozy. But before we get sidetracked,
I'll slate it. Not my first rodeo.
Oh, these damn ads.
Where's our money going?
I don't know what our money is going to. And I'm upset that the chat ain't in here. What's going on with the thing? But
I'm gonna hit pause because I don't know what's going on.
We getting it worked out. You gonna play it?
Yeah, give me 1 second. There we go.
Something happened. I can't hear nothing.
Of Georgia, and it was consensual, and somebody rightfully said it's disgusting that they made this statement because a teacher-student dynamic is never consensual because of the power imbalance in the dynamic. That's why it's illegal for prison guards to have intimate relationships with prisoners, because they are in a power imbalance. So at the end of the day, terrible PSA, but I'm glad they stated something rather than trying to brush it under the rug. And now that we've gotten out of the way, let's get on to the actual video. Today, we're going to be talking about why femme men should never laugh. And before you knee-jerk reaction, because I know a lot of people, actually only listen to like the first 30 seconds of a video and then immediately jump on it, or they only read a headline. But today we're going to be talking about a set of pictures that went viral on social media from two fine men. One of them I know vaguely, the other I'm mutuals with. We have conversations every now and then. And these men are named Terrence and Mal. If you did not see it on social media, you must have been logged out all weekend, because they have been on Facebook. They have been on Instagram. They have been on Twitter.
I don't know. I just know that they fine. Remember, we saw him at one of those parties in ATL.
Who?
The guy, Terrence.
Which one is Terrence?
The one...
The hat to the front or the hat to the back?
Hat to the back.
Okay, maybe I need... Okay.
These men are fine as wine. And trust me, I know Southern men will do that to you. Nico, as I'm wearing this hat. No, Southern men, fine as wine. But the thing is, they
Yes,
went
we are.
viral and everybody was cheering them on because they have an outer exterior of masculinity. Nico, what do you mean? They would be classified, at least Terrence, as a butch queen. This is going to be important because it's going to lead on to the actual conversation. A butch queen is essentially a bi or gay man who has a masculine exterior, though still dabbles in femininity, personality-wise and or expression-wise.
Would you consider Nico a butch queen?
Just looking at him right here, no.
Like, what would make you go butch queen then?
Like right here, what? I feel like butch queens always have something very fabulous about them.
That's shady as hell.
How
Nico
is
is
that
very
shady?
fabulous. What do you mean by fabulous?
Like something like like
Like a fan fabulous?
yeah.
Like
Let's
Gone with the
pause
Wind
for a
fabulous?
second. This man has on. He looks like it has a straight male uniform, a shirt with a chain.
The fact that you call it an A shirt
with a
says you
chain
read the
and
label at
a
Walmart.
snapback.
I'm wearing a white tee with a snapback on. And I got a chain.
But I mean, like, you got 2 nails painted. That's like your butch queen calling card.
Fuck you, motherfucker. What are the comments saying since I can't see them?
I'm trying to figure out why this thing keep changing. So Kevy Kev says, Butch
Nico is a butch queen. I agree. I think Nico is very butch queen.
And so I'm saying, like, what I see right here. I've never seen this man anywhere else.
You ain't got to see him. Like, I feel like you and me both give butch queen when we are silent. Butch queen is a new categorization for me. Really? Okay.
What you know, Joe is left.
What you know, Joe? You know I love What You Know, Joe. Aaron reading folks this morning.
I'm not.
Aaron is definitely reading folks this morning. Last time he was like, Jay, I'm just gonna dumb it down for you.
First of all, somebody DM me and said we need to make that an audio.
Let me dumb it down. Motherfucker. Okay, let's keep going.
Example, Terrence, he's always posting videos, dancing, having fun, turning up, listening to music, and he's not trying to pretend to be hyper masculine. It's just his outer exterior is masculine. From what I can perceive, this is someone who's had maybe a couple of conversations with him. Very fine and very nice man. But the issue actually came up when somebody else who was at the cookout essentially posted a picture saying, I was in heaven, or to some degree like that, basically taking a picture with them, calling them both fine. So this person is named Noel Neeks. They're actually a queer musician who recently dropped a project. If you're interested in that, go and support. I want to put that out there to kind of balance out the negativity that they're getting. Essentially, as soon as they posted their own photo with them.
Do you know, I'm calling customer service.
As in, they were not in the original, but they were there. They took photos with them. People begin to drag Noel, basically saying, oh, wow, you ruined the photo. Get the punk off the screen. Oh, wow, you can't have nice things no more. You stealing all the trade. And it made me sit back and think. Okay. Not strictly because femphobia, I've gotten used to it in the community, but it really makes you sit back and think how
you said what?
Femme personalities and femme presenting men are accepted in the community only when they are wrapped in an exterior of masculinity. Seeing as how...
Pause right there. That's a good point, Nico. Okay. So now, for you, Aaron, not that you and I are too different because we are very similar on this topic, but do you feel accepted when you show, like, do you feel the side eyes when you show up and you got your nails done?
I don't know.
I feel them.
I think I've tuned it out so much because I think that I won't say I've gone numb to criticism, but I only accept criticism from certain spaces.
Okay.
Because, like, when there was an incident where some criticism came my way, I quickly checked my bank account and
it didn't change.
Unfazed.
It didn't change.
I'm just very, like, I don't accept criticism. I'm not looking for people to accept me. Like the people, like my thing is, I hear more of the "ooh, bitch, let me see them nails," or like, "ooh," like I hear that more than I would feel any side eyes or anybody, whatever.
Okay. So then, next question. So you said Nico here is not giving Butch Queen, but clearly the comments are saying
Saying
he
gives
is.
but I feel like the comments are more familiar with who he is.
Okay. So now let's talk about the people that are in the picture.
Uh-huh.
Would you say that who's the Butch Queen in this picture of three people
So the thing is,
to you?
okay, so I've seen Terrence a lot on social media and in person, so I just know that he is
A Butch Queen.
a Butch Queen. Yes.
Okay. Who is the Femme Queen?
I would say the guy in the center gives. I wouldn't say that he's a femme queen. I just say he's more feminine presenting than the two guys standing next to
Okay,
him.
because that's where I'm at. I would say that on this screen, Nico and all three of them in the picture are all Butch Queens.
Yeah.
Just like you and I are Butch Queens.
Queen.
Now, Butch Queen is a spectrum, just like Femme Queen is a spectrum.
Yes.
Like,
I feel like my thing is with labels. I'm just like, if you want, like, be who you are for your pride. If that's what you say you are, then that's what I'm gonna call you. Like, I'm not trying to assign a label to somebody, if that makes sense.
but I think that the Butch Queen is a different version of that. Like, I'm not going to assign pronouns because that is identity. But I think Butch Queen is a bubble that all of us subscribe to, and most gay men
kind of falling
are Butch Queen.
Yeah.
Most of us are Butch Queens.
Yeah, and I think I like that they all show up like differently. Like just looking at these two men, like Butch Queen just shows up differently.
Looking at all of them, all four of them, plus you and me, we are all very different versions of Butch. Now you and I are quite similar because the nails done and whatnot.
You can't see.
Dabble says, "Who isn't a Butch Queen?" That's a good fucking point. Who isn't a Butch Queen? We are Butch Queens, unless you're a Femme Queen. Nico's look is hot, and his slightly feminine voice puts him in the Butch Queen category. Now I agree, but I say that as a compliment. Like, I think Butch Queens are the best thing on the planet. Making it happen, I don't react to criticism. Now, the irony is making it happen. So making it happen, he does, this is not sponsored, but he has this bag that says, "I don't follow trends, I create them." We got one of these for Aaron. This bag, "All I Want Is Everything." Do I have another bag from you? I do have another bag from his line. Making It Happen Project creates all these amazing bags. This tote has saved my life. I have taken this in every airport I have been in for the longest. This one, this is my Butch Queen bag because it's got all my Butch Queen everyday essentials. It's got my vape in it. I got Carmex.
Yes.
Deodorant, poppers.
So D-Views ask a great question.
Is Butch Queen a visual thing or is it energetic?
I think it's both.
I think it's both.
Because, okay, let me tell you what makes them, like, even though they're very masculine presenting, what I think sets them apart and, like, gives Butch Queen energy, and what I'll say for all the men in this picture, they don't have straight men skin. Their skin is very gay, very put together, very much
melanated, very process. Black boy joy, very I've got a facial roller, and I've been to an esthetician recently.
That beard is lined up, clean lines, like the eyebrows.
You know, every African woman in my family says, "I knew you were gay because your eyebrows. Look at these eyebrows."
Was I gay or were you jealous?
I was gay. They were definitely not jealous. I remember one time I came out to these African people. He said, "You brought this boy to my table to tell me he is your lover." And then they went on, "Hey, love wins." Hey, because you know, I don't know if y'all know, but Africans, we can make a whole conversation out of sounds.
Really?
Eh, ooh, all those.
Now, child, I don't know how this whole chat overlaid.
Okay, let's keep going.
Hyper feminine. He wears makeup. He wears wigs. He wears different kind of clothing very colorful, vibrant pastels. Meanwhile, Terrence and Mal, traditionally masculine, they were shirtless in the picture. Shirtless in the might I add. So but normally they wear more traditionally masculine clothing and or present that way. So to see the backlash somebody got for being explicitly more feminine in proximity to someone who is perceived as masculine was very telling. And I wanted to ask the question, why is femininity deemed unacceptable when it does not have the forced layer of masculinity? Because somebody basically said it, saying...
That's a good fucking question, Nico. Why is feminine, male NYC? I think the only men who aren't considered butch queens are the ones who say, I ain't gay. I'm just a man who sleeps with other men from time to time. Anyone who reads might be a butch queen. Let me just tell you, the niggas who say, I ain't gay are absolutely butch queens.
Mm-hmm.
They are the queeniest of the butch queens.
I used to talk to this.
Are you West African? I am East African.
Okay, I'm lying.
But go ahead, keep going.
What you know, Joe says, Aaron, what is straight man skin? I'm so glad you asked.
What is straight man skin?
Straight
Aaron?
man skin is skin that is devoid of cleanser, toner, a serum, some moisturizer, and sunscreen. But the funny thing is,
that is my pre-show regimen right there. Now that ain't my nighttime regimen. My nighttime regimen is involved.
Yeah. Really, my nighttime regimen is way simpler. It's just cleanser, retinol, and some Aquifer.
Nighttime is usually if I do a mask, it's nighttime and I wash it off before I get into bed. There is, oils and a whole bunch of things. I don't know what straight man skin is, but I prefer it toxic. Because a little toxic is exciting.
But see, what was I about to say? One of my best friends, her husband, straight. This man literally just throws water on his face and,
a face towel. He uses a face towel.
With a face towel and clearest skin ever.
Pisses me off. My brother's the same way. So for those who don't know, my brother, and I hope I'm not, telling on him, but my brother is very, very straight. But when people see him, all of the girls just fawn over him because he's tall. He's got a deep voice. He's very comfortable in himself. He is not homophobic in any way, but he does the same thing. I think he probably uses a bar of soap. But skin just glows in the sun, and it pisses me off because my gay ass got a whole $1,000 in the medicine cabinet for facial stuff.
I ain't got to spend a whole bunch of money. I can find you some good stuff at Trader Joe's that'll have your skin together, honey.
Okay, I'm taking you to Trader Joe's then. Mm-hmm. Joseph Whittingham says, Femme is fine when we're fucking. It's in the streets to pretend not to like it.
That I pretend, maybe.
It's in the streets that I pretend not to like it. Like, you pretend not, so you actually do like it. Mel NYC says, then I have straight man skin. You be washing your face with a face cloth? Lord. Simple skincare routine is the best. No need for a 10-step routine. Now, my skincare routine pre-show is, like Aaron said, it's cleanser, it's a toner,
a serum,
a serum from Ordinary, because I'm a Ordinary connoisseur, and moisturizer SPF combo. Didn't Glorilla say she like her man with a little bit of ugly? I felt that. Duran Bernard said that too. Duran Bernard says I want my man with just a little bit ugly. And says I definitely have straight man skin. I just exfoliate 3 times a week. That's it. That is the distinguisher.
That's actually
that is good. That is good. Straight man skin ain't exfoliated. Just pores, claws. Nighttime for me is cleanse, tone, retinol, and a chemical exfoliant eye cream, light gel moisturizer. I do an ice cream and I do under eye patches before I come on TV. Joseph Whittier, I love a hot, ugly guy. I love my man just a little ugly too. Just a little ugly. You have to have just a little ugly in there. And it can't be your personality.
Oh, amen.
Let's keep going. We might actually finish this one with Nico.
And or try to put on a persona to be seen as more masculine are the ones that are actually upset that a feminine man is in proximity to the men that they desire. And it actually made me sit down and think about it, because at the end of the day, I've never...
Now I'm going to be a little philosophical for a second.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder, did I fix it? I'm going to be a little philosophical for a second, because one thing that is really important to me here at Dear Black Gay Men is making sure that we are reminding all of us how dope it is to be us, right? Why do you think in culture it persists so much, this femme phobia, femmissia, femme hate, Aaron?
Why do I think it persists so much?
Why
Because,
do we have so many issues with femme presenting men?
I think because we all, like, as men, we haven't collectively dealt with patriarchy. And so this idea, like, we haven't even dealt with what masculinity is. And so it feels like, with putting gay on top of that, I feel like a lot of us, a lot of people just don't want to be excluded. And so they just go along.
I just wonder why so many of us have this very ambiguous definition of masculinity, or it's superficial. It's either superficial or ambiguous. But we know what it's like to not be masculine. Like, why is it we know what the absence of masculinity is, but we're unclear about what the presence of it is? Why?
We know what the absence of it is.
Yeah, we know what a queen looks like. We know what a girl looks like.
But we know what the absence of masculinity brings us.
What?
In mainstream culture, the absence of masculinity brings you, what's the thing? You get discounted. You get deemed lesser than.
But there is no other sexual focused group that is all men. Gay culture, presumably, is all men. Now, we can talk about adding in lesbian or trans and all the things, but when you are talking to black gay men, it is a room full of us. And it's very curious that in a room full of us, we can't put our finger on what is actual masculinity, like as a culture.
That's because ain't nobody figured out what masculinity is. This shit is made up.
Is femininity made up?
No, yes, it's all made up.
So then what would life be like without masculine and feminine labels?
People just express their damn self. They find what they like and they express. Just like I couldn't initially pin Nico as a butch queen because his butch queen looks different than my butch queen, but it's just a spectrum. And so, like, it's just like, express yourself, find what label feels comfortable, or find that no label feels comfortable, and just be you.
But then that opens up a whole different Pandora's box in our culture, because there's people who are very connected to labels to where they don't want to give you the label that you say you deserve.
Yeah, but fuck
people
them.
People talking about, like Craig the writer was talking about how I will call you by your name because I'm not going to call you by those pronouns. I'm not going to use they, them. And he runs the fag talk.
Yeah. Hold on, the comments are talking.
Dwayne in the DMV. Dwayne is fine.
Right? Come on,
That's
smile.
a good smile. I think the older I get, the more I appreciate like a profile picture with a smile in it. Mm-hmm. Hey, Dwayne. Masculinity is respected more in society than femininity. Fair. Correct. Patriarchy exists in queer culture too. We, along with women, perpetuate and uphold the patriarchy all the time. And now, one thing that has come to me, leave that up, but one thing that's come to me is this statement of I will not contribute to my own oppression. Mm-hmm. And the more I think about like just the life that I lead, the more I realize how deeply steeped in my own oppression I am. Yeah. To where I have to actively and consciously work to get out of it. Richard Kelly says, being gay in society, we're automatically not deemed as men or masculine. In the black community, it doubles and we judge each other more. I absolutely agree with that. Thank you for that, Richard. We got any others?
Yes. Let's put this.
Joseph, I love good gendered relationship. I cannot be the man in a relationship. In that way, I'm feminine. I require a soft life. You know, that's not what I would have given you in that picture, which goes back to what Aaron was saying about Nico. In the thumbnail, in the video, Nico presents, when it's paused, as much more masculine, just like Joseph in that thumbnail picture, in his profile picture, looks like he's a whole piece of trade.
Right.
Rolando says there was a time when a man wearing lace, a kitten... You lost me a kitten heel.
It was a kitten heel.
A kitten heel, a full face of makeup, and a wig was the height of
Come
masculinity.
on. I love that. 'Cause
That
that's
is,
exactly,
but that is very European culture.
that was in America.
Okay, but it's still
It's
Eurocentric
European.
culture.
Yes, it's Eurocentric. But I'm
Because
saying
I would
that was in
offer
America.
that different in Africa. I have seen pictures of my own family in East Africa where men have huge hoop earrings, and you go back enough generations where nudity and nudism was a part of the culture, where trans people were lauded as the bridge between the masculine and the feminine. I've seen a whole bunch of different versions of sexuality and sexual expression in my family, in East African culture. Official J says, I'm fine and for sure being a butch queen, but I hate how ninjas assume I'm a top or fully masculine because I have muscles. Are you a muscle bottom?
He said he just hate that people assume he's a top. He could be a top. Maybe he just don't want to be assumed as a top. Who knows? Or maybe he's verse.
Or maybe he's a muscle bottom. All of those things are great.
Yes.
Ain't no shade to neither one of them. But I'm just like, what if people are assuming you're a top? What are you then? Mel NYC says, I don't use old dirty washcloths on my body or face. I use disposable items for my face and skin.
Amen.
Shout out to you for that. Okay, let's keep going. We need to figure out what to do about this chat, because I want to see the stuff controlling.
I've never seen somebody go at him as you shouldn't. You shouldn't be berating people online and attacking them for something that they can't control. But to see the immediate praise and tear down of the
Real
exact...
quick, he's got some good teeth.
Good.
Nico
Good.
got some good teeth and
Good.
some good skin.
Good. Well, I'm trying to say this because y'all talking about I'm reading people and being shady today.
You are.
But good real teeth too. Like
They definitely look like they grew from his head.
Right? I feel like, and like they're not perfect. Like I hate that society today is just all about this perfectly crafted look, and I'm just like,
You seen
the
that
beauty
girl
is
on
in
Kevin on stage?
imperfection.
She was reading the girl with veneers, and she said, "How you got a whole mouth full of two front
For
teeth?" Pro Aaron, he doubled over laughing at that. But Nico, the reason why I appreciate Nico, let me add this just to the chat. Nico and this conversation with these two men and the Butch Queen in the middle too. The reason why I appreciate it is Nico, just in the freeze frame, is illuminating the all 3, 4, 5, 6 different versions of Butch Queen that are in this conversation. We are watching him. He is one kind of Butch Queen. He's a muscle boy with, a beautiful body, good teeth, and all the things, but he's clearly gay. Butch Queen. We talking about these 3 men in this picture, and each of them are maybe not clearly gay because they're not saying nothing, but Butch Queens as well. Me and Aaron, Butch Queen in the chat. Like, we are Butch Queens, and I really appreciate the fact that there are so many different versions of it represented in this conversation, especially in the chat. Let's keep going.
Exact same event for the sole purpose that someone is more femme presenting was very telling. And I always come back and tell you my own experiences with things, seeing as how I feel like I can't properly give a learning lesson if I myself am not connected to the message. But if you did not know, back in the day, I was more femme presenting. As of right now, I am definitely more of a Butch Queen, seeing as how I'm tatted up, I'm muscular, I'm tall. Nico, I understand the voice. A lot of people are like, oh my God, your voice, who would think you're... No, when people approach me, they usually think I'm masculine because I am 6'2", I'm buff, and I'm tatted up. But it's so interesting because back in...
That just made my pussy jump just a little bit.
Really?
6'2", buff, tatted up, with that voice and these mannerisms. And he can acknowledge that he used to be a lot more femme presenting. It's like how we reject femme tops in the community. I don't. People would tell me I'm a femme top. Robin is a man, woman, or person after my own heart. Shout out to you. Again, let me just make sure I'm being clear. I don't want to misgender anybody. That's why I try to say he, she, them when it's not clear who I'm talking to. And that's why I've started saying the boys and the girls, because not everybody is one of the girls. But I was small spoon the shit out of Nico. I was small spoon the shit out of Joseph Whittingham. Whittingham. Who doing the bending between Jay and Nico? I love this show. I love this show. I love it. I just love it. Let's keep going.
When I would wear vibrant pastels, I would wear crop tops, I would wear mesh clothing, people kind of look past me. Yes, I still had some suitors, but
it is Jaden Smith though. So Jaden Smith is fine.
I have to finish this paper. I'm swamped. No one told me college would be
Can you
so...
skip it?
Yeah.
Okay.
it was night and day with the reception that I received both on social media and in the queer community in person. And I always tell you guys this because I actively rebrand my image like every couple of years, every time I move or every time something pivotal in my life happens. But as of right now, the more masculine presenting I am,
because I will always pause for a flirt. AN is flirting with me. Femme Top is my dream guy. I'm right here, friend. I'm right here. My DM's been open. Pink nails and all. Richard Kelly says, Jay, you a mess. Am, is, and I'll do it again too. Tops in a blouse. I am a top as a blouse.
You be wearing nice blouses though.
Yeah, y'all talk to me. Y'all commenting on that blouse I had on the other day with the holes in it.
The Swiss cheese blouse.
Yes. Even though I do not like the reference of cheese, but sure.
the more my femininity is allowed to flourish, if that makes sense. So this is also coming from somebody who has seen both sides of the scenario, and I definitely want to hear your opinions down below. Do you feel like butch queens get the exception, seeing as how they are usually more perceived as straight and or masculine, meanwhile feminine men who have the same personality type and or interests are demonized, seeing as how they do not fit the quote-unquote acceptable version of femininity? I mean, it could.
I think that's a good place. So the only thing I will add to, Jay, can I slip in your DMs Afro Columbia? Of course. Of course. You had me at Afro. Sidebar, because now I'm ADHD.
What?
Do you have what does it take for somebody to get a response in the DMs from you?
Oh, it's funny. Do I want to say this? So I'm learning that when people add you on Facebook, like Facebook is low-key becoming a dating site for millennials, and not Facebook dating, but like actual Facebook.
I don't be on Facebook.
But I got the messenger on my phone. So somebody like added me as a friend and they slid in my DMs. And I was like, I didn't want to assume that they were flirting with me.
Why?
I don't know.
I assume everything is a flirt.
That's my
when Afro Colombian in the chat.
That was clear flirting. When somebody slides in my DMs and just says hey with a white waving emoji, I kind of don't know what to think there.
I assume everything is flirting.
But so this person, like, I asked them, like, why did you hit me up? And they explicitly said it. And I was like, oh, okay. Sometimes I just need some explicit things. Because it's like, people could be hitting you up in your DMs for anything. Like, sometimes it's a scam.
But do you respond to everything?
No.
So what made you respond to this dude with the ambiguous conversation?
Well, he was in Atlanta. And so I was like, okay. And we had some mutual people that we have friends. And that was about it.
Okay.
So I was like, this could be some money. Or this could be...
Get out of town. Okay. Okay. We will be right back. I've been in the gym so I could do two things. It's one, thirst trap on the internet, and look good for my man when I find one. And that's why I'm excited that support for Dear Black Gay Men comes from Twillery. Black men, whether you're in the gym, like me, or blessed with good genetics, like me, carry our weight in a couple key spots that can make suits and slacks hard to fit and uncomfortable to wear without either having to size up or break the bank in tailoring. But Twillery answers the fit problem with their performance fabrics. It's the right fit for the tailored look and just enough stretch for comfort and breathability. I'm wearing right now the solid performance polo that hugs my chest and arms while tapering just enough at the waist to show off the good parts. Twillery carries suiting, polos, button-ups, and everything to impress at the job or knock someone's socks off on a date. And you can shop for the perfect fit right now at Twillery.com, and we've got a special offer for the DBGM family. Take $18 off your first order by using code M300J. That's Twillery.com, and we thank them for supporting our channel. All right, Aaron, you ready to comment on some comments?
Yes.
All right.
Gabby is funny.
Okay, last time we talked about sounds like the guy that DM'd Aaron used Lamont gay dating coach tactic to find a compatible man.
He's not lying.
Okay, and Antoine McAlvin said, I've had that happen to me and I end up losing my bank account from that.
That's what I was thinking. Cause like somebody,
Y'all be falling for the okie doke?
no, it's just like people will start like a conversation with you in the DMs, and like you'll think that you're talking to that real person, and like build up this thing, and who knows what could come of it.
So I will tell you that I have grown a lot more sensitive to Catfish. Y'all remember the show Catfish? It's still on, but y'all remember the show where, you know, he followed Neve and his co-star follow, you know, a couple that ain't met for one reason. When I first started watching, I was like, this is dumb shit. Like, how do you have a relationship for weeks and months and years and you ain't never seen them? The older I get, the more I realize, hey, the girls want to be loved. Mm-hmm. And sometimes people really do believe that this is the mechanism to make it happen. And so so when you say that, you know, somebody slid in your DM, you built a relationship with them and all the things, whether it's actual connection or a scam, I'm a lot more sensitive to the idea that you really could build trust with somebody in the DMs.
Yeah. Now I'm very much like 10 messages in, FaceTime, or you need to be asking me on a date.
Agreed.
Like, I always think of that podcast episode you did when you said DMs need to be more like glory holes. Where people come in with a purpose and state their purpose and move on that very quickly, or else you will lose interest. Because, yeah.
Okay. So we are coming up on, so the way our newsletter works, you subscribe with your email address on our Substack. You can visit dearblackgaymen.substack.com, and I will tell you, we are this close to 1,000 subscribers, and I'm really, really excited about it. 1,000 people that want to listen to our crazy stories in the DM. So shout out to that. I did ask this on our Substack. How do you resolve dating conflicts? We talked about it on Tuesday, but I want to talk about one particular response. Are you ready for this, Aaron?
I got one in the comments too.
He said, tell me to bend over.
I think that's how do you suppress conflict? You suppress it under a mountain of calm.
I think it could be both.
Okay, it just depends on the type
or tell him to suck my dick, or let me suck your dick, or like, I think sex is the way to get out of conflicts. You've said what you said. If I have communicated effectively throughout the conflicts and we are turning a corner,
I think that could be
engaging sexually is the way to get me to fully get over it.
So I do think that sometimes in relationships, you're like, just like how I can maybe start conflict in a relationship because I'm hungry and I'm just pissed off because I'm hungry. But
there is pissed off because you're horny too.
Yes. And so I'm like, he feeds me. So he sees through the bullshit like, this bitch hungry, and feed me, and then conflict resolved. That is true. But is that the way to solve every conflict in a relationship?
I don't think there's a way to solve every conflict. But I do agree that sometimes sex is the way through. I resolve dating conflicts by ending it. I don't like conflicts, don't want them, don't need them. Now, Rolando, you know I love you. I appreciate everything you do here as part of the family. But conflict is a necessary part of dating. You got to go through the conflict so that you can come out on the other side. Panthro says suppress, sex to make up for conflict. Absolutely. But again, I said that you have to demonstrate effective communication all throughout. Y'all can't be yelling and screaming at each other and then be like, suck my dick and think that that's going to happen.
Yeah.
Jay Rivera says, I'm very straightforward, but the last guy whom my heart was excited about rejected mutual resolve because he had this idea of me that was someone that I wasn't. Now that's big. Now, I fully what resonated with me about that is because I have been in situations where I've been dating someone and they were in love with their version of me that lived in their head and not who I actually am. So hear that. Rolando says, I can understand that. After I have sex with the same person twice in the same bed, I'm over it. Rolando, I want you on the show. Like, I want to have a conversation with you. Kevin Kev says, I'm a Virgo. I'll most definitely revisit the issue after a dick suck if the issue hasn't been properly resolved. Is that a Virgo quality? Because I get stuck. Do you get stuck, Aaron?
Stuck what?
Like, let's say we have a problem, right? We're in conflict. You have said your part. I've listened to you say your part. Mm-hmm. You are resolved because I'm an effective communicator. Mm-hmm. Until I've been able to get my part of it out, I'm stuck there. Like, I will come back and back and back to it until I feel like I've been able to communicate with you as effectively as I let you communicate with me.
Well, then why would you end it then?
I don't end it.
Oh.
I just listen really well. Like, if you tell me a problem, I'm gonna understand your side of it till I get it.
See, I'm the type of person where I'm explaining myself once and I'm going to dumb it down once. And then after that, you're committed to misunderstanding me.
But it's not that I don't understand you. It's that you haven't taken the time to understand me. Those are two different things.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, if you ain't understood me after I said it one time and dumbed it on another, I'm done.
But where do you create space to understand the other person?
Oh, I'll listen to you.
But you have to invite somebody into that, friend.
What do you mean?
If we are in conflict, you say it's red, I say it's blue, right? Okay. I'm sitting here. Why do you think it's red? You tell me, you explain. This is why I think it's red. At some point, you got to ask me, why do you think it's blue?
Oh, that's normal. I already
No, that ain't normal.
Oh.
That is eyesore. People don't communicate on that level. Seek first to understand, then to be understood. If I put all my effort into understanding you, at some point you got to put effort into understanding me.
I feel like I'm a very reciprocal person.
Okay, I'll give you that.
I'm not going to just let, sit there and be understood and not, pause to listen. It's just like, even with my friends, like, I am quick to get on the phone with my friends and give them a data dump of everything that happened during my day. And they'll be like, oh shit, bitch, hold on. How you doing? I'm like...
But that is not common.
Yeah.
You might do that.
That's true.
You do that, but that is not a common practice. A lot of people have this very one-way communication. AN says, my dick don't get hard if I'm upset or irritated. Sex out of the question when we gonna argue and talk this shit out. I rebuke that. I date for fun, not for conflict. Okay, go back, Rolando. The thing about it is, if you and I are dating for the intention of like being together, everything ain't gonna be green pastures all the time. Sometimes you gonna think one way, I'm gonna think another, and the dating process is how we learn how we navigate content. That's how we learn to navigate conflict.
That is how we
is by wading through. We have to go all the way through it so that we can look back and be like, okay, this is what I don't need to do in the future so that we can have happiness. Antoine McAlvin says, in my opinion, conflicts are necessary also, but y'all have to sit down and talk about them and come to agreement where is no problems later. I agree. The only way to avoid future conflict is to go all the way through the present one.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, we don't know how to talk to each other. We don't know how to disagree without being in argument. Dabble says, I would ask why you think it's blue first, and I say that why I think it's red. Agreed. Now, the way I communicate, now this is just me because I'm an eyesore and I'm an eyeball, but I truly believe that in conflict especially, you have to invite my perspective in. I'm not going to volunteer and I'm not going to fight you to be heard. I am going to invite you to tell me this is why you think X, Y, Z, right? I'm going to ask questions. I want to fully understand it. But I'm not going to engage in any conflict with somebody who is not also interested in my perspective. That is friendship. I'm trying to figure that out before we ever get to the conflict. Tell says, explaining something once and expecting someone to understand says there's a lack of patience and possibly emotional intelligence, Aaron.
I said twice.
No, you said once, and I'm going to dumb it down once.
That's explaining. But I just feel like I'm not going to beat the dead horse, especially in that moment.
But the horse ain't dead if the conflict is there.
That's true. Because I'm just like, I don't know. I feel like I've dealt with it's probably just a battle scar of dealing with manipulative people.
Okay.
That are committed to misunderstanding me. And so I feel like there are signs in a relationship where someone is actually just misunderstanding you and there is a gap versus people like it's like I feel like I've dealt with people in my life that I was connected to that are like talking to Trump's representatives in where you ask them
alternative facts like Kellyanne Conway.
And they just, are just talking around it. And I've just grown so tired of that. And I guess I've been wounded in that space. And so I'm just very keen to
But here's the gotcha about that. The person in front of you didn't create those scars. So they shouldn't have to deal with them. That's your baggage to heal for you.
Yes. But it's just like, yes, it's that. But it's like also for me, I have to have discernment to understand.
Fair. But the problem here is not the conflict. The problem is discernment. The problem is baggage. The problem is trauma. But what happens is in conflict, we bring all of that extra stuff into this one conversation about red and blue. And then we get so distracted by everything else that we never deal with the thing. Jay Rivera says that horse is dead if the person is committed to not understanding. Now, I agree with that.
Yeah.
I agree with that. But if you and I, Jay Rivera, Jay the gentleman, if we are together, you have picked me, I have picked you. I believe that your intention is to affirm me as best you can. You believe my intention is to affirm you in our relationship as best I can. And we find ourselves in conflict. If the conflict comes up again, it means the horse wasn't dead.
Yeah, that's true.
Like if we picked each other, we have demonstrated best intentions in a way that the other person can understand. If all the things are working and we are in conflict and that conflict keeps coming up and up and up and up again, it means the horse ain't dead. Now, granted enough, if they gaslighting you, if they doing all the things in the process, now that's a totally different topic.
Yeah.
But if they are genuinely trying to understand and y'all just end up in the same boat over and over and over again, first, the horse isn't the problem. Y'all got some other baggage y'all need to unpack. Secondly, the horse ain't dead because the conflict ain't dead. If the conflict is the horse, but we getting out. I feel like we done gone over time. But I am so excited about this conversation, and shout out to the DBG and fam because y'all rock with us.
Yes, these comments really make the show.
The comments y'all make the show, and I'm so excited that we get to share this with y'all twice a week.
Hold on, there's one more thing.
Go ahead.
Oh, you.
Joseph, I love you. If I love you, we can fuck through anything. I do feel like sometimes when a man is mad at you, he just needs to pound it. Because I struggle with caring enough to understand if it's small stuff. Now, that middle sentence took me out. Sometimes a man does need to pound it out. Now, that last sentence was pure gold. I struggle with caring enough to understand if it's small stuff. Now, here's the gotcha. or here's a piece that resonates with me. I do struggle to understand if it's small to me, but you, if we're dating, are big to me. And if it's big to you, then I then need to understand it. It's not empathy and it's not compassion if I'm looking at your set of conflicts through my lens. If I'm deeming it small just because it's small to me, even though it's monumental to you. And so one thing that I think that we need to do more of in queer culture, especially among Black men, is being able to be truly empathetic in conflict. If this is a big deal to him and he is a big deal to me, then this has to warrant a level of patience and understanding and conversation to me. Because if it doesn't, that either means that he ain't that big a deal to me and this problem ain't that big a deal to me. So you probably don't need to be dating him in the first place.
Oh, this is the last comment.
Go ahead. I love hate sex, angry sex. I'm here for
angry, hate sex.
Angry, hate sex. Now, the combination of those is a little dense for me. But I do love angry sex because both of us got a point to prove. And I'm gonna make sure that you hear what I'm saying. I also think that makeup sex is probably the best. Makeup sex is makeup sex if the conflict has lasted a week or more. Makeup sex if it's a simple conflict, and then morning sex. Those are my top 3.
I know I said that other one was the last one, but this was good.
Har elegua. Ninjas be thinking connection is thinking the same, acting the same, saying the same, not building from different perspectives. That's gold. I think that's a great place to end it. That's a great place to end it. I want to appreciate y'all for rocking with us. Remember, Dear Black Gay Men in the Morning is new every Tuesday and Thursday, 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Pacific. I appreciate you more than I can ever express. Thank you so much, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye.